How about that one?
That's our new leaders right there.
Big Silly!
University of Montevallo, 24-96. National champions, Wallace State, Briar and Clinton. What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Kyle Curry. It's time for another episode of the Rapala We Are Collegiate Bass Podcast. We're going to be talking with Blake Tinsley today, formerly an angler at Winona State, now transferring to McKendree University. Something interesting that's happening in a lot of collegiate sports. You hear about the transfer portal, anglers changing schools, getting different things in place to go to other places to further their career, finish out their career. That's what the decision that Blake's made here now in collegiate bass fishing, going from Winona State to McKendree University. McKendree, obviously a national powerhouse as it pertains to the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. Blake, let's talk real quick, man. First things first, congratulations on the announcement. Saw it just in the last week or so that was the decision that you had made. Talk a little bit about your excitement, anticipation, as we're now about less than a month away from a new school year starting. You're going to start at a new school at McKendree.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. First of all, I just want to say you guys put on a great podcast, and just everything you guys do really, really supports us. So in regards to transferring and stuff, it's really exciting, coming back from Hartwell and just going down 2 days later to fish with Coach John down at McKendree, and we got on like 23 pounds of largemouth. Just all of the hype around switching to a school like that, and all the support from my friends and family has been great. I'm just really excited to get down there and be at a school that supports us more in our angling and our going to tournaments and whatnot, and to be able to really show out what I'm capable of and fish a lot more tournaments. So I couldn't be more excited.
Let's start at square one. Let's talk about this relationship that developed between you and McKendree coach John Rinderer to end up with you now being there on campus. What went into it? Was there a recruiting process? Was there something that popped up kind of along the way that led you to meeting him, and you might not have ever planned on doing this, but because of a chance encounter that's now, how you're furthering your career? Kind of start at square one, that initial interaction, how you got in touch with Coach in McKendree University.
Yeah, so obviously, fishing tournaments for the last 2 years in college, you hear about places like McKendree and Bethel and Montevallo and all those places, but they were actually at our hotel, I'd say last summer for the MLF MLF College Series in lacrosse. And then I talked to him a little bit. Nothing happened really. I kind of forgot about it. But then they were at our hotel down at Hartwell for Nationals. And I'm sure we're going to talk about this a little bit later on, but I had kind of a journey getting down to Hartwell between losing oil pressure in the truck, blowing a leaf spring up in North Carolina and stuff. So we got to the hotel really late, and I brought all my tools with me. So I'm trying to work on the trailer at first in the parking lot, and that's when John kind of introduced himself and said that if we need any help, whatsoever, to reach out to him. And then over the next week, we were down there, talked to him a lot more, learned more about the program at McKendree, and realized that it was going to be a great fit for me. I felt like I was kind of restrained with what I was able to do at the school I was at currently between just money and how far away we were from tournaments. And then it turns out that, they had one spot left on their roster this year, and it was meant to be, and I feel like if I didn't have that issue with my trailer and truck, it might not have came about because we wouldn't have talked as much. But I think the big thing was John saw my attitude towards all of it, because, I haven't had the greatest college success yet. I also really haven't had a tournament where I didn't have boat or truck problems, but I think he took a chance on me because he saw the attitude that I had and the good outlook, and a smile never left my face, and I was just happy to be there, and it worked out better than you could have ever imagined. I wasn't planning on leaving Winona, but when that opportunity came across, it was something that I never even thought in my mind about turning down. I was going to make it work some way or another.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm now 10 years removed from graduating from college, and you look back as I'm in my early 30s, and you look back at life now over the last 15 years or so, things start to kind of pick up, right? You're in high school, you figure out what you're going to do in college, and college shapes who you become as a professional, and you figure out what you want to do with your education, your career, and things like that. And it's interesting to see these little stepping stones along the way that lead up to where you're at, for yourself. In the next 8 or 10 years, you'll look back on that encounter at Lake Hartwell, and it could be, that move to McKendree could be what propels you on into the pros or gets you a job, et cetera. It'll be something fun to look back and know that, hey, man, I was here for a reason and I got this opportunity. So glad to hear you talking about that, and awesome to hear about what Coach John did for you out there. We hear it all the time. Different coaches, Coach Rinderer at the forefront of it, helping these anglers out on the tournament trails, even anglers that aren't his own. Let's talk some more now about this transfer process. So at Winona State, now going to McKendree, were you entertaining the idea of wanting to transfer in the first place? If this opportunity hadn't come along, would you have just finished out your career at Winona, gone about your business, and that been it? Or were you pursuing opportunities outside of the team there, your original place?
Yeah, great question. So I really wasn't thinking about transferring out of Winona State until this interaction came along. Like I said, I've been the president since the second semester of my freshman year. I had the opportunity to take over as president of the team. And I've definitely learned a lot from it, and I really grew the team. I quadrupled our numbers this year. I tripled our funding, but it's still, nothing really in comparison to some of these bigger schools. And the team, it was a club. It wasn't a full team, and I just, I always kind of wanted something a little bit more, like have a coach and all that. But I was happy with where I was at, and I was just gonna, use the cards I was dealt. But when this opportunity came along, like I said, it was something I couldn't pass up. If it hadn't, I would have stayed at Winona, and I don't know if I would have gone to another team. But just the relative distance to home, it's 8-9 hours away. It's not too far, and just the way Coach John and his wife Carla treated me and the whole team when we were down there, I just felt like it was meant to be. It was definitely more than just me running into him randomly. There was other stuff at play, and people watching out for me and stuff. So
we're talking with Blake Tinsley, formerly angler at Winona State University, competed at the Boat U.S. Collegiate Bass Fishing Championship presented by Bass Pro Shops at Lake Hartwell, now transferring to McKendree University. McKendree, one of those teams that's been at the top of the Bass Pro Shops School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia for many years now. They've won the title twice. They'll be looking to win their third and join Montevallo is only one of 2 teams to have ever won that title 3 times this upcoming season. Blake, School of the Year, Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. Did that factor in at all to your decision? Or would you, if Coach Rinderer was just leading a team that wasn't necessarily relevant as much as they are in the School of the Year race, would it have caught your attention when he walked up and said who he was and what he was doing? Talk a little bit about that, going from where you were at Winona to a national powerhouse. How did that influence your decision at all once the opportunity was presented?
Yeah, I mean, even at Winona State, we look at our School of the Year points and stuff, and everybody wants to do the best for their team and be a part of that team is successful. I think it definitely played into it a little bit. However, even if it was a smaller school, I just think it's the entire environment of the school, the way they run the program, the people on the team, Coach and his wife. I've never met anybody that's that willing to help me out without getting anything in return. I think it so happened to be that, they're one of the best teams in the country, and they have been for a long time. And, if this year, hopefully we get that third Angler Team of the Year title, and that would be an awesome, awesome thing to be a part of. But, that wasn't the driving factor in my decision, for sure.
Talking about getting help, so we've heard about the move to McKendree, the meeting them by chance, the help that Coach Rinderer provided in the parking lot, but it all kind of started with an event. I think maybe you or one of your family members reached out to me first. I wasn't able to be at Lake Hartwell because we had the birth of our son the week prior, but kind of helped get the ball rolling on this whole deal. So we got a call. You guys were having trouble getting from home down to Lake Hartwell in Anderson, South Carolina, and we're needing assistance. That week at Lake Hartwell for the championship, the Bass Pro Shops and White River Marine Group were on site helping with their service trailer and anything the anglers needed in regards to their boats and trailers there. You were able to contact our organization, got you guys in touch with them. Kind of talk a little bit about that process, what issues y'all were having, and how the Bass Pro Shops and White River Marine Group team stepped in to assist you guys.
Yeah, so that was really a big part of the whole trip, and I'll forever be grateful for Rob and Jesse over at the Bass Pro Shops Repair Truck. But so we left Minnesota, Friday morning, and we hit really bad thunderstorms in Indiana, and then we got to we only hit Ohio, Cincinnati at about, I'd say, like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and we're just crossing into Kentucky, or Kentucky, and my oil pressure just tanked in my truck, so we had to pull over, stop in, I think it was Hebron, and get an oil change, and then we're finishing out the drive the next day, and we were in Asheville, North Carolina, about an hour and a half away from the hotel when we hit a bump and the leaf spring on my trailer snapped in half. So, we're smoking down the highway, my tires rubbing and everything, and there's really not a shoulder on the road. Long story short, we ended up getting a tow truck, and I went to the Fireman Fleet and bought a new leaf spring. I bring all my tools with me, like I said. So we're at the hotel at like 2 a.m, and then Sunday we get out, pretty early in the morning and launch the boat. And I'm actually trying to fix the leaf spring in the parking lot, and it wouldn't work for me. I didn't have all the tools I needed, and that's when we got in contact with you guys. And I think it was Tuesday, or it was Monday, that the Bass Pro Shop repair truck actually came out to the hotel. They left Green Pond and drove all the way out there for us. And I don't have a White River Marine boat or anything like that, but they just wanted to help us out. You know what I mean? So they came out and they used ratchet straps and their jacks and stuff to at least get the axle right and leaf spring that was on there enough to get to Green Pond. And then Tuesday was really our first day of practice. We were supposed to be there, from Sunday to Thursday, but Tuesday was really our first day of practice. And while we fished, they got our trailer fixed good enough for us. We definitely had to call around to probably 50 places, and we finally found leaf springs that would work to get us home, and they got them in for us, free of charge. And it was just amazing to see how much you guys care and how much they care, even for somebody with a 23-year-old boat that's, not one of their own companies, but it's just about getting us on the water and letting us fish. And I'm forever grateful for, both of them and you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's one of the big reasons why we do this. You talk to Wade, Shelley, anybody involved with the tournament trail here in the Association of Collegiate Anglers, and, we have this big, huge tournament trail that we run, no entry fee tournaments for these anglers. And at the end of the day, that's why we're here, right? To provide that opportunity for you all, get you out on the water, let you compete, and make sure you have all the opportunity you can to succeed. And it starts with that. And that week at the Boat US Collegiate Bass Fishing Championship presented by Bass Pro Shops, of which here in the next couple of weeks we'll be rolling out the championship episodes. So be out on the lookout for those. We'll have them up on our YouTube channel. We'll get the link shared across social media. That week is just a celebration of college fishing and our series partners as well. Talk a little bit about it. That week continues to progress. You see the help from Bass Pro Shops and White River Marine Group. Then you go on Wednesday night to the Angler and Sponsor Banquet, of which a lot of our series partners are there. You're getting free gear from a little bit of everybody. Kind of continue on your last answer there as you talk about the support of college fishing, the Association of Collegiate Anglers with the Bass Pro Shops Collegiate Bass Fishing Series. How awesome is it to have all that support behind you guys, because you really get to see it that week at the championship. It's overwhelming, and it continues through the whole season. It's really key to being able to support these anglers and keep you guys out there on the water fishing.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's definitely the best ran college event that I've ever fished. Like you said, you guys are for the anglers, and the amount of support that we get and love we get there is it's something that I've never seen before. Between the food that got catered was delicious, and having all of that stuff there with getting all the free gear, like we got a free Revo rocket, and we got to meet Brian New and Davey Fate and some of those other guys, and just all of your title sponsors were there and stuff, just giving us free stuff, and you could tell they were happy to be doing it. Just on all fronts, the amount of support and thought that went into it was just unmatched, and it was just super nice to see that you guys care that much. And just throughout the whole week, people coming up to us and asking how we're doing, and people remembered my name, and whether that was from a good first impression or the story about my boat and trailer, but it was a really good place to be, and you could tell that every single college angler there was happy. I heard from a lot of people that it was as well. You guys put on the best tournament series without a shadow of a doubt. So it was a really, really good thing to experience. And national championship is something that I haven't been able to experience yet in my college career, because we were only able to afford going to one or two tournaments, big tournaments a year at Winona. So I didn't really get that opportunity to show out at more than two places. So that's another reason I'm super excited to go to McKendree. But the whole experience at Hartwell is something I'll never forget. We didn't have the finish we wanted to. With a cut down practice, it made it harder, but we still learned a lot, and we got on some good fishing practice and stuff. So yeah, it was just overall an amazing experience.
Awesome, man. We appreciate the kind words there and that response. Something else in that response I want to build upon. I got two more questions before we let you run. Next question here. Immediately coming up this season, we're starting a new year. New school year's coming very quickly. You don't want to wish it to an end because all you guys are enjoying summer, I'm sure, but about to get back on campus, start a new year. What would you like to accomplish for yourself or maybe even your new team there at McKendree? Kind of talk about the next 12 months as we gear up for a new season out on the Bass Pro Shops Collegiate Bass Fishing Series and the other college trails for that matter. What do you hope to accomplish? And maybe it's as simple as becoming a better angler, well-rounded out on the water, building new friendships, or being up on the stage holding the trophy. What do you like to see happen over the next 10 months for you personally?
For me personally, yeah, I definitely want to, I think the goal should, every time you're on the water, should be advancing yourself as an angler and learning something. End of the year goals, I want to qualify for the MLF and Bassmaster college nationals, and, place good at those. Like I said, it's something I haven't done yet, and I want to set realistic goals. So I want to walk across the stage on both of those, hopefully in the top 20 is my goal. And then, for the ACA, for all of those events, I want to do really well as well. Really improve on my finish next year, hopefully at nationals compared to this year. And then for team goals, really, I think every single team in the country has one goal in mind, and that's team of the year.
That is the goal. We start a new school year. We're going to work on several different things coming up. We'll have the first update to the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia, most likely working on a preseason ranking poll as well before that first updated standing comes out around the time that school starts. So everybody's got their eye on it. Montevallo, they're going for 4. You guys are going for 3, and everybody else. There's a lot of teams out there still trying to get their first one. So that's a big motivator heading into a new school year and a new season. Past college fishing, Blake, let's talk real quick. What would you like to do outside of college? You finish up, you get your degree. Is it go out, fish professionally out on the circuit, try to cut your teeth and make your way that way, or move into your own personal career inside the fishing industry, or maybe even it's just totally outside of that and you go get a good job, you make a lot of money, you keep work, you have the ability to then go buy truck, boat, and fish as a hobby or fish as a weekend angler on the side. We talked at ICAST to Reese Martin, former angler from DBU, had the feature article out on our website, collegiatebasschampionship.com this week. He's about to graduate from Dallas Baptist, starting to work at Evolution Outdoor, as we're partners with Evolution Fishing here with the Association of Collegiate Anglers, and the championship episode that's going to drop as well. We have a little bit of a highlight of what college fishing does for anglers that want to become pros, as well as the huge amounts of anglers that have gone from college fishing to continue inside the industry. That being said, long-winded, I know, to get to it. Do you want to continue past college and pursue a professional career? Do you want to end up in the industry, or maybe even something totally different?
Yeah, so whatever I do after college is going to be something in the industry. I want to go for a few years, try to cut my teeth and make it pro, whether that's the Opens or, Tackle Warehouse Invitationals or Toyota Series, however you get there. I definitely want to do that for a few years. I mean, I think everybody knows this sport isn't cheap, so I need to be responsible about it. So, I want to get a job here in the industry where I can make it good enough for money to save up to be able to responsibly fish those Opens or Tackle Warehouse, whatever it is. And then, like I said, try to go pro for a few years, cut my teeth. If that doesn't work, I'm definitely going to guide on the side or full-time, but I really do want to get a job here in the industry, hopefully with one of the companies that I've been working with, either through the Winona State team or personally the last few years. I'm getting a degree in business administration, and then I'm also going to be adding a minor in sales to that. So it's kind of a perfect fit into the fishing industry, kind of wherever you go. So I don't know for sure what I'm going to do, but I'm going to kind of do a lot of the things like you just talked about. So, yeah.
Awesome, man. It sounds like good plans. I always love hearing what anglers want to do in the short term in college as well as once they're done, because I was once there in those same shoes. And to be honest, if someone had asked me that question, I don't know that I could told you what I was going to do, but I'm really happy to be where I'm at today, being able to talk to you guys, run a tournament trail that I competed on, and be on part of this podcast, you name it. Also marrying my degree with broadcast journalism with what we do here at Careco as well, across social media, television, all those great things. So congratulations to you, Blake, on the announcement to go to McKendree. Best of luck as you're out there representing McKendree this year and on into the future as you pursue your goals and dreams outside of college fishing. Hope to look forward to seeing you in that McKendree jersey at one of our fall events. And thanks for taking the time to join us today, man. Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. Look forward to it.
Fishing is all about connecting with nature. Then grabbing nature by the lip and holding it up for a picture.
If you want to be here, it all starts here. At Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, we have the widest selection of the quality brands you love to get you outdoors. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, our friendly, knowledgeable outfitters will help you find the right products for your next trip. Shop with confidence with our low price guarantee. Plus, club members save even more on great gear with exclusive member pricing. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, voted America's best outdoor retailer.